Hi grades 3, this is Miss David. So today we will be working on learning about years and months. Okay, we'll be looking at how many years, how do we subtract and add our years and our months. Okay, so to start us off, I will be looking at the end of this video, you will be working on exercise 43 and your textbook pages, which I am looking at, is page 88. Okay, so let us look at how do we convert between months and our years. Okay, now first of all, we need to ask ourselves how many months are there in 1 year. So there are obviously 12 months in 1 year, right? Our January all the way to December, we have 12 months, and that makes 1 year, right? And if I ask you, well, if there are 12 months in 1 year, how many months are there in 2 years? So we can either, because we know in 1 year there are 12 months, in 2 years, there will be 12 plus 12 months, or 2 times 12, right? So it would be 2 years would be made up of 2 times 12 months, which gives us 24 months. Now grade 3, here's the thing. You can memorize all this if you memorize your 12 times table. So 12 times table, okay? Because this is exactly 12 times table. Okay, 11 times table is easy. 10 times we already know. 12 times table, if you memorize it, this will be easier, okay? Because 12 times 1 gives us 12. 12 times 2 gives us 24. 12 times 3 gives us 36. 4 gives us 48. 5 gives us 60, and so on, okay? So if you know your 12 times table, this will be much easier. So start practicing your 12 times table. Now I told you that 1 year, we already know it's made up of 12 months. 2 years are made up of 2 times 12, 24 months. So in 2 years, there are 24 months. In 3 years, I am going to multiply my 12 to my 3 because I'm finding out how many months are there in 3 years. That gives me 36 months. Then 4 years would give me 48 months. 5 years would give me 60 months. 5 years would give me 60. 6 years would give me 72. And then 8 years would give me 84. 7 years would give me 84. 8 years would give me 96. 9 years would give me 108. And 10 years would give me 120. That is 12 times table. Okay, and the multiples of 12 times tables are 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84. I don't have space. You won't be able to see, therefore I'm writing it right up here. 84, 96, 108, and finally 12 times 10 gives us 120. Okay? So that is 12 times table. Now, how do we convert? If I have asked you, you have 1 year, how many months are there? That's easy because we already know, 1 year is made up of 12 months. But if I ask you, okay, how many months are there in 2 years? Because we know our 12 times table, we would quickly know, 2 times 12 gives me 24. So if Miss David is asking us to find out how many months are there in 2 years, that's 24, right? And we keep on multiplying our years to 12 to find out how many months are there. If I give you 6 years, and I ask you, can you find out how many months are in 6 years? Because I know my 12 times table, I know that all I need to do is I need to multiply my 6 to my 12, which would give me 72 months. Okay, so start memorizing your 12 times table and it would make it much easier. Now, so that was easy if we can go all the way to 10 times 12, right? We would know 10 years would make 120 months. But what if the months are more than, the years are more than 12? How do we find out then? What do we do then? Like, how would we find the number of years if the months are greater than or equal to 12, right? So if you have more than 12 months, what do we do? So let's say I give you an example. Let's say here's an example. And I have given you 80 months and you need to find out how many years. If I have given you 80 months, how do we find out how many years does that equal? What you need to do is you are going to divide. Okay, so over here, when we had to find the months, we were multiplying, right? Here, I gave you the years, you multiplied the number to 12, and you got your months. But over here, let's say I've given you, instead of, I'm not asking you to find your years, your months, I'm asking you to find your years. What if it's the opposite? Here you've given your years, you are given your years, you need to find your months. And we multiplied it to 12. We multiplied our years to 12, and that gave us our months. But here, I'm asking you that I have given you months, you need to find your years. So we are going to do the opposite of multiplication, which is, that's right, if you know it, division, right? So I'm giving you months, and I'm saying, well, how many years is that? So I know that I'm gonna divide it. So let's see, 12 times, so I'm gonna look at my 12 times table. I still need to look at my 12 times table. Remember your multiplication and your division, they go hand in hand. So 12 times table, I know this is telling me that I need to look at 12 times table, right? And I need to divide 80. I can quickly go to my 12 times table, or because I have it memorized, I know that 6 times 12 gives me 72. But I'm still going to double check, and I'm going to say, okay, what does 7 times 12 gives me? Well, 7 times 12 gives me 84. And I am not looking for anything that is bigger than 80. So 7 times 12 would be 84. That's bigger than 80, right? So I'm going to stick to 6 times 12, right? Which gives me 72. So I'm going to say 12 times 6 gives me 72. Now your quotient, this will be your years, okay? And your remainder will be your remaining months, okay? So I'm gonna subtract, I'm not done yet, I'm gonna subtract. So I have 0 here, and I cannot subtract, so I'm gonna borrow. This becomes a 7, this becomes a 10, right? So 10 take away 2 is 8. This is my remaining months. So if I give you 80 months, you're going to divide. If you're given months, you're going to divide by 12. And I found out that 80 months equals 6 years and 8 months. Does that make sense? Okay, so that is what you need to know for this exercise, that when we have years and we need to convert them into months, we multiply. So years to months, we multiply. And months to years, we divide by 12. And therefore, grades 3, I am going to encourage you to start memorizing your 12 times table, because for this lesson, that's what you need to look at. Okay, on that note, we are going to end our lesson, and I am going to see you in our next lesson, which would be exercise 44. Okay, so please finish your exercise 43 in your workbooks, and I will see you next time. Bye.